Yeah. There it is, the intro video. Greetings, friends, and welcome back to another episode of DreamWizard Plays. I still have not fixed my camera. I completely forgot about that. And I think it does continue to droop. We'll see. Pretty soon you'll just be staring at my belly. And you will not see my face at all. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to fix it now. Excuse me. All right. Would you kindly like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Happy Tuesday to you. If you would like to support my work, you can get one of 17 currently available works of historical dream literature. Book 3 in the series right over here. Oniro Chronologia Volume 1, the first of 3 anthology works collecting shorter pieces of historical dream literature, essays and such by prominent top men, as they say, in the field, and I'm very proud of it. Very proud I was able to bring that to you. Highly footnoted, researched, resourced, etc. Enhanced, if I do say so myself. All this and more, of course, at BenjaminTheDreamWizard.com, including the most recent downloadable MP3 version of the Dreamscapes episode from last Saturday. It is still available there. It's also on YouTube. It's episode 161, Paradiso Perduto. If you want to find out what that means, you're going to have to, you can hop on Google Translate, or you can just watch the episode. And then you're probably still going to need to go to Google Translate unless you speak Latin. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's, if you care to understand, you will. If you don't, you can just say, well, that's an interesting title. I wonder what that means, but not enough to look it up. How about that? Of course, you can also head on over to BenjaminTheDreamWizard.locals.com and get the recipe for this here, the custom cocktail, the themed beverage for Disco Elysium, socialist champagne for champagne socialists. A locals exclusive recipe. If you have a beverage of your choice in your hands and you would like to raise your glass along with me, we'll do the toast and get into the game. Here we go. Ein Prosit-der-Gemütlichkeit. Nostrovia. Kanpai. Salud. Cheers to you. And here's mud in your eye. Yummy. Yes, yummy beverage. Ermagerd. All right, that's it. Look at that. 2 minutes. I did the intro in 2 minutes. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Whatever it was. It wasn't 10. It wasn't 10 minutes. Let's continue. Let's get down with Disco Harry. I realized last time, as I was saving the game here and exiting last night, that I had talked to this guy, but I hadn't talked to his friends, or at least I don't think I did. I can't remember doing so. So let's talk to this guy. Quit it.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you. I ask, what are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Oh, thank you. He's just going to offer that to a cop right in front of his partner.
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done!
300 real.
It's our end game!
Let's see here. I could say this is just another stupid drunk idea I'm having that I am attributing to my necktie. Or, this is a mystery. The truth and I need to buy that spirit. This is the mystery and the truth, and I need to buy that spirit. Jesus, I can't read. There was a cat in the way, but that's my fault. Also, what if I don't want to listen to my necktie anymore? Let's go with, this is just another stupid drunk idea I'm having that I'm attributing to my necktie.
Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh! You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it! and the fate of many worlds.
Jesus, so dramatic. A new task has been added. Spirit is eternal.
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
Well, look at this. I ran all the way back to that other store to go buy, I think, a $3 bottle of booze or a bottle of Pilsner when I could have just bought it off of this guy. I could buy speed. How about that? Look at all this. Look at all this. Well, we're not spending money on any of this stuff. The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary. Let's ask him. Amphetamine?
Hi, by amphetamine I mean speed.
Thank you for clarifying. Did you miss the part where I said I am a police officer?
Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. I mean amphetamine. I got both.
I thought by speed you meant amphetamine.
Aye, that's what I said.
Right. Got it.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
It's business venture, huh? Let's nod and let him continue to speak.
You know, it's funny, actually.
He bursts out laughing, then takes 3 gulps of his Pilsner and stares at you intently.
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze.
What is?
What?
What? What do you mean, what? What did you think was funny earlier?
This guy.
He says and shakes his index finger at you. This guy.
Conversation might bring a discount, no?
Where did you get that bottle of spirits from? Now I'm curious.
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office.
Interesting. Something tells me it's not just liquor.
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast, Bratan! The flaming truth of this joke of a world!
The necktie has spoken.
I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
He spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground in front of you.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
That sounds dangerous.
It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
I'm going with his answer because it's the funniest. Have they no shame taking money for a service they provide?
But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies.
Excuse me while I get the dog here. Sit down. Sit down, Butters. Sit. Here we are once again with the dog playing the up-down game. Sit. Sit down, peanut butter. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Nope, he's gonna wander off on the desktop. He sure is. He almost got himself a face full of claws if he'd woke up that cat. Ooh, peanut butter. Now he's gonna get back in my lap. Come here. Come on. Come on. Okay. Did you turn around 3 times and get comfy? There you go. Yona says you're got your game buddies with you. As always. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. My buddies, for sure. All right, so Rosemary said I was completely distracted. The doctors left me alone in there. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies. He gets an excited gleam in his eyes.
It's like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. threw the snakes out and voila. What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7%, almost pure alcohol.
I don't think our friend Rosemary knows what formaldehyde is. Jesus.
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
He said 3 real, if you want it. If you think that will prove useful, yes.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
He said 300 originally. Okay, did he just foot in the door me? Eyeball, and now he's cutting it by literally 100%? No. I don't even know how to do percentages. It was 100 times the cost. What is it to get it up to 100? Well, 100% would be 300. I can't math. I don't know what percentage, but I'm buying it. Here's the money for the spirits.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
I don't even know what it's for, but I'm thinking it's going to be for a quest at some point. And now we have it.
Bratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just regular oral consumption!
Oh, Jesus. Well, I wasn't going to drink it anyway, but he's suggesting boofing. Maybe we go for the suppository.
The tie is so on the money there. Up the bum it goes.
Yeah, but I don't want to put it up my bum.
Who said anything about putting it up there? No! We're gonna put it into a way more special place. So special! Just hang on to it. Keep it safe. Wait for my sign.
Where else is there to put it? Do I even want to know? I can do a sucking chest wound? What's happening here?
Soon. The time will come soon. Have patience, brave one.
That is quite possibly an impulse buy that was unnecessary. But I'm hoping when the time comes, I have what I need for some quest.
I'm getting a really dark vibe from this. This won't be pretty.
No, it will not, but I'm sure glad we talked to him. Now I have a jar of formaldehyde for what it's worth. All right, I'm done talking to him.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
Tip the shopkeep. Well, that's called paying for what you buy. All right, now, this fella, don't call Abigail, grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Could it be formaldehyde?
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
Well, I am curious, who is Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
He says, drawing out a disgusting snort, then mumbling, waving a finger in your general direction.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
So who are you, my friend? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail!
His eyes move around erratically, the look in them hazy and unfocused. I'm going to ask him, where am I? Where is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
I'm going to guess he mumbled, don't call Abigail. I ask him, why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
He's going to throw up on us. I lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
His breath smells harsh, like a toxic swamp, as he whispers to you. He then waves his hand, as if shooing you away. Tell me about your friends, I say, pointing to the other men.
Don't you fucking call her! Hear me!
He glares
Abigail?
He glares at you, his voice trembling with every word, becoming ever weaker. Abigail, he whimpers in the end. I'm going to try this last one that just popped up. I'm going to tell him, hey, I'm on an important official investigation. I demand you answer my questions.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
You never know. Could have worked, Kim.
The drunk man starts coughing, a really disgusting, hacking cough.
He's got a nice comfy spot in this little cylinder.
Don't call.
Slowly, his head nods off to the side and he passes out, tongue dangling from his mouth. That would be the formaldehyde, I'm going to guess.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Fair enough, Kim. All right, we done did a thing. I'm very excited. What if we need a bottle of formaldehyde to preserve the insect? If we find the phasmid, we're gonna quick save. Come in here and look at our items. There it is, a bottle of blue medicinal spirit, not to be confused with a mana potion. Let me tell you, unless it is. Spirit is eternal. Hold on to the spirit and wait for a signal. We can take the stuffed bird to Gart. I'm kind of interested in doing that, but I think I'm going to spend one more night at the hotel. And then we'll come back here to the fishing village and I'll stop paying him for a room because now I have one for free. Okay. So we're gonna walk around, look at some stuff. Where are we going? We went far to the left side of the map. But at this point, I think it's time to take a little diversion out this way. Oh, there's something over here. How do we look at this? I'm going to have to let it walk me over there to look at that. Where you going, buddy? Oh, there it is. We can actually walk out here. There it is. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water, you see your own reflection. Bastard. Yeah. That happened. Yeah. All right, what are we looking at here? We're going to follow the coastline this time. Ooh, what is this? Oh, I'm having a perception. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Oh, look at that. Money. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. Oh, I see it. There it is. Yeah, and there's like some kind of a thing happening there. But it turns out we're not going to be able to get over there. Or can I? Okay, it looks like we can actually walk over there. Let's look at this post first. Full of holes. Could the post hide treasure? Look inside. How do we look inside? Oh. It does hold treasures. Money. Money. More money. Wow. Every single one of these posts has a treasure in it. That's crazy. Money, money. All over the place. Look at that. Okay. What was this building? Oh. You know what? We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna run over here first. What do we see here? It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Oh, stacking stones up on there. Okay. And here's a person saying, damn, it's cold outside. Well, let's have a little chat.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
Greetings, miss.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
I have a hat. Should I give her a hat?
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Dear child, it's freezing. Where is your hat?
Huh?
She looks up at you, distracted.
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I do.
You don't have to do anything.
I tell her I should, and I do. Point at my hat.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
Fair enough. This is entirely unsolicited advice.
Your pulse rises. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
Should I roll the dice? It's a very low chance. It is a red check for asserting authority. Do I really need to do that? I think I'm gonna skip it. We're gonna be nice here. Why not? Is that kind of language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Oh, well, look at that. She apologized.
My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. What's your name, young lady?
Estelle.
Estelle, pleased to meet you.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
And your surname?
Why?
I'm from the police. It's for paperwork.
Okay, it's Berger.
You have little reason to doubt that's her real name, but she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she?
What's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What is a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
How does that work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where'd you get something like that from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's that place?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
It looks like showing an interest in her hobbies is one trick to getting her to open up, so we're going to keep asking. I say, that sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I mean, I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
I mean, I'm hip, beyond my years.
That's cool.
She breathes on her fingers, looking like she doesn't know what to say. You're right. Time has deserted me.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
Ooh, gotta heal up my morale so I don't die here. Actually, yeah, I had some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
And what is it you are recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
She scratches her forehead. Wait, so what happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Everything checks out, sire.
And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
I listen and nod silently.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden.
Take this, you're called.
The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. I'm going to give her my hat. Here. You need this more than I do.
Thanks.
Shit, I took off the hat I was wearing, and it's gone. I gave her my hat, lost Dick Mullins' hat. Couldn't change what hat I was wearing before I did that, but I did it. Acel, you said it's supposed to be music, supposed to be a music place. What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
She says all that while nodding towards the church. I ask, the boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
Ah.
Go ahead.
Well, tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become, like, a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek.
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here.
Maybe so.
Not in a million years.
What exactly is anodic dance music?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Oh, secret task complete. Learn what is anodic music. Gained experience +10. Well, what kind of electronic instruments?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes.
So you guys want to turn the church into a club, huh?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it.
She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast and shivers.
Hey, you two are cops.
Yes, why do you ask?
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
I'll talk to them.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
She says, pointing to the tent nearby. No, I think that's enough about the church.
Go ahead.
You seem to be surprisingly comfortable with being questioned. Why is that?
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
So you've been questioned before?
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river.
What's east of the river?
Rich people. Rich people are east of the river.
I can look awestruck, sneer, or lean in and whisper. I'm going to lean in and whisper, let me guess, these rich people are not from around here, huh?
Aren't they? I thought they were as Vachalaire as any of us, just way richer.
Oh no, they're foreign bodies, agents of international capital. You only need to look close enough. I didn't know that's where this was going. Thought I was aligning with her on a completely different topic, but there you go.
Maybe you're right. Most of them do speak 3 languages.
So what trouble have you gotten into with the police?
The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager.
What is the usual?
You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forberg.
Wait, what is in Fallberg?
Is this a rhetorical question?
Why did you need to move out at such a young age?
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
I can say I get that. I'm a major party animal myself. Major. Let's do that.
All right.
She smiles a little, without meaning to. All right, we got a chance here with empathy to ask her, let's see, the tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. I'm going to say, actually, that's it for now. We're going to try and boost my empathy, and at the very least, save it, and we're going to try and roll that roll. Actually, that's it for now.
Okay. Bye.
She turns her attention back to the device. What is this?
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
The what? Sounds like my stomach is growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vows.
The vows are blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
I'm going to say leftist academicians.
Yes, them, but also women.
Women.
Women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
Is that so?
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place.
Am I having some kind of seizure in my stomach?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Let's see. I got 2 choices here. Fascism sounds so bad, though. What if we called it something else like, I don't know, traditionalism? Or, okay, stomach, I've made up my mind about fascism. And proceed to the judgment. I think that's the more interesting answer. Let's do that.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
Let's see, I can opt in. I will keep my views for the glory of the Revacholian nation. Let's opt in. I've already become a race realist. Let's why not become a fascist too?
For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the woo men too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach.
Let's see. I can say, no, fascism is about industry and politics and nationhood, not women. I'm absolutely okay with women. Let's do that. It might ruin everything, but let's do it anyway.
Of course you are, Bruta. Of course.
A wink-shaped growl sounds from your ass. I pat my stomach and finish the thought. Oh my goodness, research time. Haggard Nationalist is the bonus I'm going to get from it. It's going to take 9 hours and 10 minutes. There's a good chance we will still be playing this game in 9 hours and 10 minutes, so I'm going to jump on it. What are we going to release? Ultra-liberal. Critical success and failure, 10 cents. Look at this here. Failures. Regain health and morale. Probably going to drop that one. I kind of want my... Do I really need physical instrument to have a boost? I don't like losing... it's like I feel like I've completely lost touch with my encyclopedia. There's no facts about the world being delivered to me. We're going to... Whoops. I think we're going to drop Ouch physical instrument. We're going to forget that. Ching. And we're going to research Revacholian nationhood. The text says, they fucked up this place. Revachol is in ruins. The Koikos and the Kipts and the Armatars with their desert pygmy magic spinning tops. They fucked it. Oranese liberals and Vespertine moneylenders too. They're all socialists, especially the Wyrmen and the Kipts. You have only a vague idea what this means, but it's clear that a good, strong state must be erected upon the ruins, if any of us are to have a future. The shadowy outlines of this state start forming every time you close your eyes. And I internalize the thought. Oh, that's going to take a minute. 9 hours. Well, it's a good thing we got started on it right away. Okay, now I'm going in here because I need... We got tools. Why did... Okay, never mind. Clothes. I'm looking for clothes that raise my empathy. Logic, reaction speed, logic, empathy. There we go. That's a good start. Logic, savoir-faire, esprit de corps, drama, suggestion, logic. I got logic suits for days. Esprit de corps, bow tie for drama, physical instrument, drama, pain threshold, half-light, electrochemistry, savoir-faire. That is it. I had literally one piece of clothing that boosted my empathy. Well, better than nothing. Can we have a new mission or not? I don't know. All right. We're going to quick save it again. And here we go. Back into the conversation. Let's try the empathy. I got a 50-50 chance. Here we go.
The device is cold to the touch.
Boom. Failed. Load game. Here we go. One more time. Can I not talk to her for some reason? What is happening here? What is happening here? Why can't I talk to her?
Hello again.
There she is.
The device is...
Nope. That was weird. That was very weird. It would not let me talk to her. One more time. I want to see what happens.
Hello again.
There we go.
The device is...
Wow. These dice hate me today. Let's try it again. Save scumming with the best of them. Oh my goodness, it just wants me to walk back and forth.
Hello again.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
Let's see. I can say something to her or simply put the tape recorder down. I think I'm going to speak. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice, feeling miserable. At your age or at any age, in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side, I say, tapping on the tape recorder.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
Her shoulders shake a little. Nothing. If you got this, don't be scared.
Okay, I'll stick to it.
There you go. We encouraged her to follow her passion.
Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
You said eating me. Nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I mean, I guess there is something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
Oh boy, what do we got here? Number one, I think it's the plight of the working class. Number two, everyone's just mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. Number three, I think it's all these foreign people taking our gerbs. Number four, people just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. I don't like any of these answers. I think the ultra-liberal answer that would give me $1, literally I'm getting paid to endorse the capitalist answer, which is a fantastic meta mechanic. I don't know that I need money all that much anymore, now that I found a free place to stay, which is also an interesting commentary on how that affects our choices. I do think, personally, a lot of people put their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. I think no one should be forced to participate in what other people tell them is for the greater good, but I do think we should be concerned with that and take it into account and think carefully about our actions and how they affect other people. So, let's do that. Number 4, people keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that ate a piece of my morale. It said morale -1, or did it give me one back? I don't know. She says, "Oh, really?" I respond, "Yeah. No one understands that sometimes you got to make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's all very distressing."
So, the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress.
Nah, that's probably not it, is it?
No, it sounds like you just got chick issues.
Now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown away in the trash, and they might have something to do with it.
Okay. Why'd you think that?
Let's see. First, they had just the faintest smell of chewing gum on them. You could still smell it under the shit.
Wow, man. That's pretty symbolic, don't you think?
Yes, I found that to be very symbolic too.
Okay. What else?
They were written in a woman's hand. Oh boy, did reading them make me not feel good. They actually killed me twice.
There you have it then, chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she?
Okay, the funny answer, I could say, I have no idea. Haven't seen her, definitely haven't called her. I don't remember a single thing about her. Let's go with that answer.
Really? You seem pretty upset about this chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her? Eyes? Hair colour?
I remember her scent. That's all.
Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you?
I'm pretty sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise?
How come you don't remember, though? Is it like some selective memory thing?
What do you mean by selective memory?
Man, when I get hurt, I just want to forget that shit, you know? That kind of selective memory.
To be honest with you, I think it might be more about me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world.
Yeah, or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot too. Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank.
What is Königstein wank?
You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich.
Well, thanks for the bullshit psych thing, then.
You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch.
Okay. Well, that opened up a whole interesting little piece of dialogue there.
Yes, but it itches really, really bad.
And, a cell. That's all for now. There we go. We did a thing. We're going to do a hard save right here, because why not? Oh, we got so many things. What is that, like a half-an-hour conversation with this one chick? What do we got over here? Yellow moss on these stones. They're probably stolen from someone's garden. Maybe so. I'm going to walk around and investigate some things. Actually, number one, I'm going to... Should I put this drawbridge down? Let's interact with it. What are the consequences if I mess with this stuff?
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
I think to myself, what is this? Or perhaps I say it out loud.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Should I push it over? Let's push it over. Let's leave it as it is. I'm going to leave it alone. I got a new skill point. There are tribalistic markings on this post. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Trash from some unending party. And I got a new thought. This is some home away from home, just like yours. Sure is. All right, let's go inside the tent and talk to these fellas. Gonna have us a little conversation.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
All right, I'm gonna squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
Kim decides not to crawl into the tent.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
Fair enough.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. You know what? We're going to do another quick save here before we talk to these guys. I'm having thoughts all over the place. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Coupris L'Ange engine starting fluid. Is that so? Over here, a pile of nasal spray, brand name Nosafed Ultra. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Canisters filled with what appear to be water. The label says distilled. All right, let's talk to this kid.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Oh, friendly fella.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I shake his hand.
His grip is strong. sweaty and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
The tape player, high above his head, continues to blast what is probably anodic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Well, why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I am well acquainted with shitholes, Portland being one of them.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads. Burnouts.
Says Noid, angrily spitting on a screw, and then he starts to clean it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Reversholt.
Strike that. The world.
The world!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are.
What kind?
The spooky kind.
What do you mean by spookiness?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
You know what? I will look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
He claps his hands enthusiastically.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
So what's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building yet.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Is there a key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Well, we can check my reaction speed. Pretend to be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Let's try.
It's as if time has frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah, this is going to be way cool.
Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Raise your hand in front of your face with minimum effort.
Blam! Straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye orb. In the looking ball. A stabbing pain. Tears stream uncontrollably from your right eye.
Shit balls. Ouch! Goddamn asshole! What's wrong with you? Can't you see I'm in pain now?
Man, I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. Threw him too hard. I'm sorry.
He looks like he's genuinely sorry. He didn't throw them better.
Jesus Christ, I have to go this hard. All because I failed that roll. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bend your face in mockery of his useless contrition. You almost murdered me. A cop. That's a use of lethal force.
I really am sorry, man. Just take this, okay?
He pulls out some black paper from his belt pack.
Well, looks like there's quite a lot there.
Well, that's the least you could do. And take the money. Or, I don't need your pity money. Now, where are we? Yeah, don't take... I'm not going to take his money.
The key?
There it is. He cautiously hands you the yellow keyring.
He is shifting in his spot, uncomfortably, still feeling sorry for the mishap.
We were talking about the padlock, I think.
How long have these people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
All right, 85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
Exactly. That's exactly what we thought. The cage of the rage! Rough blaze!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
All right, I've got some other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
So you haven't seen them, but you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling. Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you guys haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone, or something, eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about, some kind of a thing watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
Okay.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Ambush behavior, I say, nodding. Crab man.
Crab man! Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
Maybe it was just an actual crab.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building.
What can you tell me about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Jacked up to some snuff station, you say?
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting killed on, and jerk off to it. Sick shit.
That is some sick shit.
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff. We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
All right, so how can you be sure they are burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't actually seen them?
Well, Honestly, I can't, but I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
To be honest with you, I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. All right, let's talk about something else, guys.
Sure. What?
You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes who own the church. Who are these people?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
Before we go on, what do you mean by meteorin?
You know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo.
Meteo.
Meteo, a country, on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla.
Oh, the founding party. I do know them, but can you refresh my memory?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
Doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in their church.
You're totally wrong about that.
He shakes his head.
The Pericanassian Church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance!
He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore!
Unity!
Unity! Make some noise for my Insulindian posse!
He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters.
I say no words and simply enjoy the beat while nodding my head.
Feels good.
I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What is this posse?
Your posse's like your people, man! Like you got your cup posse, you look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
Okay.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
You know what, guys? I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
Oh, look at it. I didn't notice he's actually bobbing his head to the music.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
He nods at his friend and looks at you with a mischievous grin. All right, fellas, I now understand. It was lame of me to suggest otherwise. And Nordic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
Sure do.
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen! Bring the disco into this world! Get this church shit on, and then dance there, motherfucker!
Fellas, I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scattered the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Hate to tell you guys, but it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
He's honest.
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why is that?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent, like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it?
That was the result of a fail. A logic fail. I guess we're just going to take his word for it. All right, what's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
He leans in to hear you better. I'm going to point to the bottles of nasal spray on the counter and say, the Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
So we've got distilled water, ether, Sudafed. You know, are they making speed amphetamines? Is this the supplier for the other guy, Rosemary?
Nosafed is the shit.
You know, can I have some? I got some nose problems too.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
All right, I get the Nosafed, but what about the engine starting fluid?
The engine starting fluid? It's for starting engines.
Yes, I'd imagine it is.
Is the amiable speed freak becoming a bit cross with you? Sounds like it.
Relax, brother. How's that extra high ether content working out for you? Does it do the trick?
I guess it does.
You know, maybe that slight scent of ether I felt before is somehow connected to the apple ether?
No idea, man.
All right, that's enough questions.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
All right, I'm going to say that's a bit for now and leave the conversation. And then we're going to come back in and try this godly roll. Unexplained ether, Nosafed, and starting fluid. Let's pop out and see what happens.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
All right. And I am going to... Well, I was going to save it, but I guess we're going to go in here and we're going to look for everything that'll possibly boost my logic. We're putting on the Samaran conical hat. We're putting on the... oh, this one has +2 logic. We're putting on that one. +1 logic glasses. We got logic on a coat. Yes. We've got this logical coat right here. And I think that's going to be about it. I don't think I had logic on these pants or shoes. All right, we're going to bounce out. And now I'm actually going to, I am going to quick save it again. We're going to jump back in there and try that again.
So, how are things going?
50-50 chance. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze.
Okay, so the speed freaks.
Nope. Failed. Loading up the quick save. Here we go again.
Hi again. So,
Okay, so
Failure. I got +1 real for the failure, though. All right, we're going to try it again. I want to get this answer. I want to know what's going on. I think I know what's going on, but still.
hi again. So,
a number of
Ayo.
things don't add up. Let's take a look.
I got bad news for you, Andre. Things just don't add up.
what things?
He senses something is wrong.
This is not the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points to the speaker.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where is his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker. You only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
You have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
That Nosafed here, that's for its active ingredient, isn't it?
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
That distilled water, it's the cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
The ethyl ether from Kuprilaang, a solvent. Good for getting acting agent out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. I go on. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Against the law?
I meant to say, not true.
So, what are we gonna do with you guys?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
I don't really care. I just wanted to crack the case. Do what you want, and I'll do what I want.
Really?
He sounds relieved. Really? I just wanted to ask you about something else.
You wanted to just ask me about something else?
Let's see. Or you can tell me all the plans for the church.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again, then finally raises his hands.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershoal.
Because we are! We totally are!
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
Of course he does.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
All right, and why do you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
So they're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
So, what now?
That is a good question. I confronted him and I have a decision to make.
This is it. Judgment time.
Number 1, give me your cash. I can ask for a bribe. Number 2, I can tell them they must pack up and report to Precinct 41. I can arrest them. I can tell them, get lost. I don't want to see you again, and evict them. I can say, let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for anodic music, and proceed with the club. Number 5, it wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you have to keep the club alive, and proceed with both. Or I have to look into the spooker situation before I can decide what to do with you. And decide later. We're going to go with the club, or the club and the speed. I don't actually have a problem with drugs. I think they should all be decriminalized, so I don't really much care that they're going to be cooking it up. Doesn't bother me a bit. So, following my libertarian tendencies, we're going to go, you know what? It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you got to do to keep the club alive. And let's proceed with both.
Yeah!
The young man's smile widens to inhuman proportions. His teeth beam in the floodlight.
Respectable. I'm really feeling the science right about now.
It's probably not going to be easy. The spookers in the church are not going to be happy about this.
But you can just evict them, right? You're the law, man. You've got this.
He seems to be getting jittery with excitement. Well, that's all for now, boys.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
All right, we're going to quick save it again, and I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else to talk
you had
about.
a talk with Andre. And now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and other parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Tell me about the machines you saw in the church, I ask.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked-up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The supernatural, you say? So you think it's real? That it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Alrighty, well, maybe I'll come back later. How about this guy?
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Walshy tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secret,
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
I don't know what to say to that.
Skibbity, skibberdanger. I am the rearranger.
your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do? Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
New task, solve the egghead puzzle. Okay. Well, there you go. Let's get out of here. I'm so sick of this music. I guess we click on the door. There's the door. Ooh, that's enough music. God, it was like a half an hour straight of just... And it's still, I can still hear it in there. We're going to do a full-on save Martinez. Here we go. All right, well, let's go talk to this gal. Actually, I feel like I need to change clothes. What was I wearing before? What are all my bonuses? Man, my logic is through the roof right now. Conceptualization, authority, and suggestion are debuffed, as well as reaction speed. Don't like that at all. What do we got for hats? This one is +1 reaction speed, -1 rhetoric. Let's put on the bum hat. Let's see. Visual calculus, drama, empathy, logic. I'm going to go... Oh, well, maybe logic, suggestion, perception, logic, perception. My perception is through the roof right now, so we're going to keep this hat on, I guess. What am I trying to balance out here? What am I wearing? I'm wearing this jacket, which gives me +1 logic, but I like the one that gives me esprit de corps and visual calculus. And the bow tie for drama and the necktie for Inland Empire. I like Inland Empire. I like what that's telling me. The shirt gives me +1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. What should I change it to? I don't want to lose too much empathy. Chemistry. I'm going to keep the same pants and shoes on. That's it. This is my new getup. Guess I didn't change much. Just the glasses and the hat. That hat's terrible. But I like it. I like that logic boost. I was able to balance some things out. Okay. I've got literally 1 point I'm not going to spend on anything right now. Maybe I should. Maybe I should spend just 1 point in Encyclopedia. I'm getting nothing from Encyclopedia. Because my Encyclopedia is deboosted. Sure is. How? From what? I don't remember. Alright, whatever. So we got the help the ravers start a nightclub and solve the egghead puzzle. How about that? Alright, we're going to do this again. We're actually going to, now that I'm We're going to save it over the save I just saved. Yes. Okay, let's talk to this gal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There it is. Talk to her.
The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
I'm going to help.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
So your associates tried to use me to set up a drug lab. I'm guessing you knew this was the plan?
I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's worth, which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you.
I don't much care. I'm loco. I just wanted you to know that I know about the plan.
Okay, but I still regret it. I should have been able to control them, and I will in the future. I promise. May I ask, what did you tell them?
Once I carjacked their play, I didn't really care. I'm not an arbiter. You're someone else's problem.
Good call, detective. You can lose your mind trying to mediate everything these delinquents come up with. Fate will take care of it for us.
We won't be anyone's problem. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
We'll see. Go on and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Well, that's not especially frightening.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. I say to the girl, what did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
She shakes her head. You know what? You're wrong. I do believe you.
Why?
Oh, what would you stand to gain?
Nothing. Anyway, what else?
I'd like to know a bit more about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Okay, maybe I'll ask later about all this.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
New task. Get Acel to talk about her associates. Well, that's all for now, Acel. And I'm going to walk over here. There's one more post. What's on this post? Painted with pastels. Someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. And that's all there is to see right here, right now. We're just going to zip along here a little bit. Just a little bit. And actually, we're going to run back over here. This can't be the church, right? This ain't the church. This is something else. Oh, maybe this is the church. Huh. What else was there? There was a whole nother building up to the north. I mean, there's a weather vane. Is that supposed to be like a cross? Oh, I got a thought. What's this thought? You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. All right. It is the halfway point here, my friends, and I am going to duck out for a 10-minute break. Just quick save it. That's fine. Just quick save. Stop that. Oh, this is the that other place I was. All right, well, this must be the church, I guess. Some kind of a construction site up to the north. We're going to, if it's even north, I don't know how to read this map. But I'm going to go for a break, and we're going to deal with that problem when I get back. So, 10 minutes, I shall return. Hang in there.
Benjamin the Dream Wizard wants to help you pierce the veil of night and shine the light of understanding upon the mystery of dreams. Every episode of his Dreamscapes program features real dreamers gifted with rare insight into their nocturnal visions. New Dreamscapes episodes appear every week on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, and other video hosting platforms, as well as free audiobooks exploring the psychological principles which inform our dream experience, and much, much more. To join the Wizard as a guest, reach out across more than a dozen social media platforms and through the contact page at benjaminthedreamwizard.com, where you will also find the Wizard's growing catalog of historical dream literature available on Amazon, documenting the wisdom and wonder of exploration into the world of dreams over the past 2,000 years. That's Benjamin the Dream Wizard on YouTube and at benjaminthedreamwizard.com.
of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Wait, what?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Now hold on a second. Don't you listen to him. What did I ever do to you?
She will do everything in her power to stop you.
Well, yeah. I don't want to die.
She'll charm and she'll lie and she'll promise you the world. And if she has the chance, she will kill you 12 times over.
Is he even listening to me?
Don't forget, the fate of the world rests on your shoulders.
You're not actually going to try and kill me or anything, right? Because I wouldn't if I were you. If you try, I'll kill you. As many times as it takes.
Ooh, made it back just barely in time to catch the ending of that one. And here we are, my friends. I've just poured myself a fresh socialist champagne, and if you want the recipe, you can get it at benjaminthedreamwizard.locals.com. Alrighty. And off we go, continuing with the adventure. Let's get this off the screen. Let's make sure. Remember to turn my mic on. That's the thing. Okay, here we go. Continue. What are we doing? We're about to go in this church, ain't we? What's happening here? Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. There's some free money over here. I'm going to take it. Yes. I'm also going to... It's a thing on the screen that won't go away, but I'm going to ignore it. Oh, what do we see here? An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. All right, I'm going to run over here. What do we got? A sign reads, St. Brune, 1147. Established in 1147. We're going to do a quick save. We're going to pop in. Let's investigate the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
The lieutenant nods at you. I pull on the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes.
The doomed commercial area.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
Here we go. It's a church. I guess we're coming in this way. Dun dun dun. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk in here, not run. Well, let's look around. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. You know what? We're gonna pop out the flashlight. It's been a while. Oops. Oh yeah, someone's been carving a thing here, whatever that thing is. Yeah, how about that? Okay, let's walk over here. More of the forked lightning pattern. You saw them outside. And we got a chalkboard. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. A prayer book has been left open. Can I read it? Apparently not. Well, what's over here? These are indeed basins with water. A bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. I'm having a sensation.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore.
Some strange experiment here.
Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait a minute. I think I hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
I yell as loud as I can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving.
I stomp my feet and clap my hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
I turn to Kim and ask him, "What's happening?"
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
Is that what it is?
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening all around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
I look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Oh, I got a high chance of using my perception. It's a red check. It cannot be retried. Let's roll them bones. Here we go. Failure. Ah, bummer.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork, the sense of a great height. It's like you see your own face reflected back at you in the vanishing geometry. A strange, alien image that's supposed to be you.
I try to make out something in the dark. Anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
He follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. I blink. Something's happening. Oh,
you
shit.
see something hanging from the rafters,
There
looking
is something.
straight at you with dark eyes.
Look at that.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
All right, I try to talk to it.
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be all right. You come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I think we do, Kim.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I had a thing. I don't know where I put it. I was going to try and fix. It feels like my camera's even dipping lower during the stream. I don't know what to make of that. It's cutting off the top of my head. It's weird. It's weird. I wanted to fix it. Now it's bothering me, but I'm not gonna bother with it. Okay. Let's see. We got some options here. Number one, yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem and it's been getting out of hand lately. Or number two, I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Or I can simply say, "Oh, hell no," and run away. That's the funny option. Let's just be honest. Yeah, I probably have a bit of a problem.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Tiago, my friend, I am very much in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Oh, now you found religion, Kim. Is that right?
Look at these crazies. What is this shit?
We got some options here. My electrochemistry does not like that. Number 1, for some reason, I feel like you have a point. Number 2, I adjust my tie and say, who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? Number 3, you know, alcohol is kind of central to my identity. If I didn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. Number 4, this is stupid. I don't even know what this is. Or 5, that's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. Let's say, for some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
You must be the Crab Man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, you're really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
What were you before you became a Crab Man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
We got some options here. Number 1, I can shake my head and say, so many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom. Number 2, I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. Number 3, I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch. Number 4, so you used to be in a gang, but don't really remember it. Sounds convenient. I'm going number 2. I lost my memory, and it haunts me.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
He looks at you as if he wants to pat you on the back.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
We got some options here. I can simply tell him my name's Harry and extend my hand in greeting. I think I'm going to go with that one. But I could also tell him my name is Harrier Dubois and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Frater. Or I can tell him my name sets me apart from my fellows. How often do you meet a Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau? Or I don't really do names. Names are out. I don't care what mine is. Let's just say my name is Harry and shake his hand.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. Tiago, what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness.
He nods
This
towards the
church was
ceiling.
built around it for purposes of veneration.
Is that so?
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Ese. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has.
Tiago, what will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
We got some options. Number one, I can tell him faith is a kind of drug. Number two, I guess you have a point. Number three, let's agree to disagree. Number four, I was being insensitive. I'm sorry. Let's move on. I'm going to choose that one.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
Tiago, I still don't understand what you are doing in this church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
I can ask him to sing for me. I can tell him that really doesn't make sense since you worship the mother of silence. Or I can simply nod and say singing is good. We should all sing a bit more. I'm going with number three.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Now that's true. It's kind of profound, actually. Tiago, how did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
All right, let me ask you something else.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Seems like you've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Tiago, I'm gonna level with you. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
So what do you think about turning this place into a nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
Okay, the crab man says come on in.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
I point at the strange machines all around us and ask, do you know where the other spooker is?
¿Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
But you don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs. I say to him, okay then, thank you. And I leave. It's the end of that little conversation. I guess that's what I was unable to perceive way up at the top of the church was the portal that he was talking about there. Let's come on up here. We got some more things to explore. A cracked pane of glass. Very colorful. And more things to perceive. Oh, what is that? There is a scarf. A Mesk Bangers silk scarf. +1 pain threshold. I've gained a new item. There's also bottles. And we look out the window. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Well, there's the Spider-Man in the rafters. What do we got over here? Oh, what's that? A spider has spun its web across this wood-carved pillar. How do I get in here and grab these shoes? Oh, I gotta walk all the way around, but we're gonna do it. And I'm not running. I'm not running inside the church. I'm kind of curious to see what happened if I did run. Are they just messing with me? There are shoes. Those are +1 empathy shoes. I'll take them. And a little bit of coin, free coin on the table. Oh, I got a thought. I need a new thought. Wasteland of Reality. Research time, 20 hours with a -2 to physical instrument due to insomnia. Whoa, 20 hours. Am I going to be playing this game for another 20 hours? That is not impossible. Not at all impossible. Let's look at what we got here. Intelligence white checks give you +1 real. Anything in the intelligence category. I don't need +1 real that badly. We're going to forget this, and I'm going to key in on the Wasteland of Reality. The problem. It has been brought to your attention that you are an alcoholic, and that it's a sickness, and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this. Even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit. And we internalize the thought. We're going to see what happens. Ooh, look at this one here. 7 hours and 13 minutes until this one ticks off. I'm very curious to see what the bonus is going to be on that one. The solution. All right. We've just found a scarf, and the scarf would replace the necktie. +1 Inland Empire versus a... and the shoes, +1 empathy. These shoes are +1 perception. We've got perception out the yin-yang. We need a little more empathy. And the scarf, pain threshold versus inland. We're going to leave pain threshold where it's at there. We don't need it. We don't need it that badly. We'll just keep that in the stack. All right. These are bowling shoes. There you have it. All right. I'm going to shut that down and do another little quick save here. All right, and there is more to explore. We got a machine. indeed. A portable Harman Wowshi tape recorder. Two decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Well, that's about it. Now we got this this space up here. Are we going to go in? What's going to happen? Let's see what happens.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Let's kneel.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
I close my eyes.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you. It covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope.
I open my eyes.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
I'm going to go with compassion. Why not?
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
I do the same as I get up.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
Who is this, Kim?
It's Dolores Day. The old woman was right. This is the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew about this place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
What else can you tell me?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why this church was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear, although I can't be sure.
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I look around and say, I guess I could have been here?
I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, maybe I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
We've got Encyclopedia and Visual Calculus, both with a very low chance of success. I'm going to turn away to leave and then come back and click on it again to have a look at it after I save and try and boost my score. Let's try and boost Encyclopedia a little bit. I think I can. Anyway. All right. Yes, I can. All right. What can we do for Encyclopedia? That's not the right button. I wanted to go into my... I think I have nothing that boosts Encyclopedia, like, at all. I don't think so. Not a damn one. Nothing. It's all drama and savoir-faire, electrochemistry, etc., etc., etc. At least it looks like Encyclopedia is no longer deboosted. So that's a good thing. Let's do this. Let's try to... You know, I don't even know what to do. We're gonna quick save. I'm gonna pop in here.
Of humanism stands.
We're gonna deal with Encyclopedia
first. And complex wax painting. It's a mist.
Yep. Load game. Let's try it again. Low chance of success, but we're gonna make it happen.
The mother of humanism stands above. It's a mist.
Cha. Load game. I really want to know.
The mother of humanism stands. It's a mist.
It's a mystery. Ooh. Wonder how many times I can fail. It's a random number. I could fail 100 times in a row.
The mother of humanism stands above. It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. One more time. One more time.
The mother of humanism stands. It's a...
Ooh. How many more times? I don't know. I can just keep saying one more.
The mother of humanism stands. It's a mystery.
We're gonna... I'm not done yet. I don't like being blocked.
The mother of humanism stands up despite the damage you've done to yourself. The title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
So what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
Some kind of ruler?
More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocent rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is there one in office now?
No, we are alone.
How about this one? When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Yes! Big bummer! Boring history! Gotta keep it light, man! Keep it moving! Get fucked up instead!
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Fuck this pain, Bratan! It's unhealthy!
All right, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
Why was that?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
That's what we see here. Glowing lungs in her chest.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
Tell me more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even far away Supramuindi, altogether 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning, you say?
In a city called Advesperaskit, in Vesper Messina, her homeland. The name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well.
I do I?
Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what happened?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What kind of something else?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No. Was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
We got a bunch of options here. I can tell him I think she's somehow connected to the case. Number 2, glowing lungs. That's fucked up, man. Or 3, nothing, just looking around. 4, she's beautiful. 5, she's not human. Or I can simply yell, war criminal! I'm going to say I think she's connected to the case, and we'll see if we can go through all of these answers. I don't think so, but there you go.
She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case.
He takes off his glasses to clean them.
None of this is, in fact. This church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in.
Oh, we've got the visual calculus check. I'm going to turn away and leave. We're going to try and boost my visual calculus and come back in and make that roll. Oh. Perception.
Hey, her innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the Headless Falcon Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
What? I say as I look around. Win who back? I can't win her back. She's long dead. Or, I should, yes. This is a task of mine now. I'm going to pick that answer.
So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
I've only got one figurine, but there we go. We have a new task. Offer figurines to Dolores Day. Oh. Indeed. What an odd task to give yourself, but here we are. All right. Boosting visual calculus. How do we do that? Visual calculus. Where is it? Logic, composure, esprit de corps, visual calculus. That might be the only one. Chemistry, savoir-faire, half-light. Yeah, that was it. I could just put on glasses that boost my visual calculus a little bit. All right, we're going to do that. We're doing it. We're going to quick save. And we're going to try this roll again.
The mother of humanism stands above you.
50-50 chance. Here we go.
Complex wax painting. The shards glow in the dark.
We're going to load that up again. Quick save. One more time.
The mother of humanism stands up. The shards.
Ooh, failure. Let's do it again. I can see the different experience you could have replaying this game.
The mother of humanism stands above the shards.
But I will not be doing that. So what I do is get the most out of one playthrough and then put it behind me forever.
The mother of humanism stands the shards.
Ooh, but they don't make it easy. They sure don't. Luckily, it loads really fast.
The mother of humanism stands up. The shards.
Oh, come on. I'm pretty persistent here. I don't know. I won't do this more than 12 times, I promise. I can't get it.
The mother of humanism stands. The shards.
In 12 tries, I'm done. Although I've already lost count. Is that 4 tries? 5 maybe? 6th time is the charm.
Mother of humanism stands. The shards.
No. 7. 7th time is the charm. Isn't that what they say?
The mother of humanism stands. The shards.
No. Jesus. Come on. I really want to know.
The mother of humanism stands. The shards.
Oh, Jesus. Every time I think this time, for sure, it's got to work.
The mother of humanism stands. The jigsaw
there we
broken
go.
shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text. A light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic? He said, with way too much phlegm in his throat.
Unknown.
Visual calculus cannot give me an answer of what shattered this mosaic, but it looks like it got shattered from up here. And who is this woman? She's got some glasses on. Interesting. Well, who is the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, farriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
How about the motto? What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
Lieutenant, this used to say, after life, death.
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why is that?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
I think I like the other one better.
So do I.
I step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
It looks like I can't give this figurine to her.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already.
It's true.
Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass.
And we turn away, and that's that. That is time for a hard save. Right there. Well, looks like there is no walking through this area. You simply interact with it, or you don't. Well, there you go. That was the deal in the church. Let's go outside and talk to the would-be rave club drug dealers and tell them they're welcome to come inside and set up shop. Maybe we got to talk to the other woman first. This would not be an option yet. Well, we're going to take a run for it. Come talk to these folks. It would be very convenient to have that. Let's look over here. What is over here? Anything? Anything? Nothing? That's it. You can't, literally blocked by the image of a steeple of the church. Okay, that's fine. And Kim ran right out into the water. He's literally running on the water. Kim. That's freaky shit, man. Don't do that. Anything new from this gal?
Hello again.
Nope. Back inside here with the ravers. See if I've got some information for him.
Huh?
Oh
I
my
see
god.
you.
Come on, I want to talk to this guy.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
All right, about the church. I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh man! Who is he? What did you think?
He seems okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
He's just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he going to be a problem?
Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Let's see. Number one, of course he's a problem. He's a crab man. Number two, he keeps himself physically active, thinks spiritual thoughts, and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? Number three, as far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'll climb around up there, and guys, you'll never catch him. Or, actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all. Let's go with that one.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Guys, you're just going to have to live with the crab man. Or don't worry. I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else. Let's go with that one, number two.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I did not see the other spooker. Just the machines.
But she's in there somewhere. Has to be. Have you tried investigating the machines? Anyway, do let us know if you see her.
He tilts his head, one hand touching the spikes on his hair. All right, what's the deal with Egghead? I want to talk about him.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
Well, how do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
Interesting.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
Well, that's it then.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
So...
The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
I say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still, I say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
And again, I say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still, I say nothing.
All core! All right! Yeah!
And I say nothing.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
I respond, so hardcore!
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. It is!
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side, like an owl.
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
I don't know exactly what to say.
Under the radar, over the top.
Okay. Well, that didn't go very well.
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the internally coherent. All core! All
He furrows his brow.
hardcore! Ah!
Is it though?
I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Ah, apparently that wasn't it. We're not there yet, wherever there is. Interesting, so we're not going to get anything more out of him. Let's do another quick save here. Actually, let's do ye old hard save. I think I might actually call it for the night. I'm getting tired. It's one of those days, and I gotta pee. So rather than taking another 10-minute break, I'm gonna we're just gonna wrap it up. We're gonna do the hard save. Martinez Day 3 at 7 p.m. New save. And that's gonna bring us to the end of this episode of DreamWizard Plays number 402, Disco Elysium from 2019. I think I didn't say any of this at the beginning. Completely forgot. Part 12. Would you join us again tomorrow between 5 p.m. and roughly 8 p.m. Pacific for part 13 of Disco Elysium? It is apparently never ending, and we might still be playing this game 20 hours from now, which is roughly... That's another 6 days. We're definitely not finishing this by the end of the week, I don't think. And again, you never know. We'll see. I'm not going to keep playing the game for 20 days just to see what that one thought says. If we actually have a chance to wrap this up, we'll get there eventually, but you never know. So that's part of the fun. I think part of the mystery of like, where is all of this going? What is even happening? I have no idea, but I'm fascinated by it. So I hope you are too. And I hope you will, on your way out, of course, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and bring them with you tomorrow. More people in the chat is more fun. So let's do it that way. And in the meantime, in between time, I am the Dream Wizard, and I thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.